Well, it's time to start the backside Crook Saga. I think it's time. Let's do this. Be underwater here with my camera. So I'm just what you would call an anti-core skater, where like I didn't do a lot of tricks just because they were like core skater tricks. Everybody did them. I thought they were just cliche and boring, and so I didn't do those tricks. And Crook grinds are one of them. Like I learned them in 1997, and I was like, oh great, Crook grind, I got it, whatever. And like didn't think anything about it, just focused on like doing 5-0s and stuff, because you didn't see people do 5-0s, and so that's what I kind of focused on. And so like I'm kind of noticing like a lot of skateboard tricks are kind of like illusions. Like what's going on, what it looks like is happening is not really what's actually happening. Like when you ollie, you're popping the board up, but the board's not glued to your feet. You're not on the board. The board and your body are just going the same trajectory. You're like that. You're just going in the same place. And then like bad things happen when your body's going one place and the board's going another place, that kind of thing. So like, that's an illusion. You're just trying to get the timing right, where it's like you're all going at the same time. And nose slides are kind of like that. Other tricks are kind of like that too. Like a 5-0 is not like that. Like a 5-0, you're like, you get up and you're on top of the rail or the ledge or whatever, and you hit that truck and you're balanced like a manual. And so like a manual is kind of the same way. Like you're ollieing up and then you're hitting center and you're balancing, you know? Like the stationary or moving are basically the same. But like a crooked grind or like a nose slide, they're not like that. Like a nose slide, like I noticed this on like backside nose slides, and the same thing on frontside nose slides, but like I've just like started learning how to do those really. A backside nose grind, like you want to keep your momentum going forward. So when you're coming up and you turn, your slide is you want your body to go in the same direction as the slide, like that. Okay? And so like when you bonk out, it's because you're like you slam into the ledge and your momentum's going that way when you want it to be going that way. And so you come up and you slide in real fast and you bonk out because your energy goes this way and your trucks and your wheels, they want to like bounce you out. So like a nose slide, you want to kind of like keep the same thing. That's like why people talk about keeping your shoulders square. So I'm noticing the crook grind is kind of the same way. My board out of this now. Crook grind is kind of the same way, where I'm like okay, if I think about it as more like a nose slide, but I'm coming in on a grind, like, and I'm kind of like, feel like, oh, coming at an angle. I'm not really sure, like, yes, coming at an angle, that kind of makes sense. But they're like, kind of like slamming their front truck into the angle, and then they're kind of popping up or whatever. So it's like they're kind of changing that angular momentum or whatnot. But I'm noticing if I kind of hit the edge and kind of pretend like I want to keep going the same way as like a crook grind to kind of balance, kind of like that 5-0, the kind of in between it or whatever, like I was like on like coping. That seems to kind of be like hitting it. I don't know if it's a true crook grind or whatever. Apparently there's some other things, but that's my theory. Well, I hope you like the skating, but I don't just skate, I also write books. My latest book, External, Some Will Die for Validation, is kind of a farcical view on social media. I wrote about 10 years ago, and it just keeps getting more true, unfortunately. So check it out. It's hilarious. It's funny. You'll feel sorry for the main character, but you know what? He deserves everything he gets. So it's on Amazon. Check it out. Link in the description. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching.